Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Hedge Racing once again. We are here in Monza for the Practice Italian Grand Prix. Now, a few different things tonight. Obviously, if you joined us last night for the Singapore practice, you will know that, as normal, it was me and Limmy on commentary, as it always is. A bit of a difference tonight. Limmy fancied racing. He doesn't race too often anymore. He's mainly just a commentator, so he fancied a bit of racing tonight. So he's out on track, along with 14 others. And I'm here on my own. Now, we could potentially be having somebody joining me. Mike Whitty, the Red Bull racer. A bit late for the race. I have sent him an invite, and he's not got back to me yet. I think he's a bit torn whether to race or not, obviously miss qualifying or jump on commentary. Now, Mike knows a lot about F1, so if he does join me, then happy days for me. It makes my life a little bit easier. But if not, it'll just be me on my own. So bear with me. This is the first time that I've actually done commentary on my own. So it might be a bit sluggish. Don't expect too much. Don't expect a masterclass like Limmy normally provides you. It'll just be me. I haven't got all the information like Limmy has. I'm not the most technical on F1 in terms of my knowledge. I'm more of a football person, as I've mentioned before. So just bear with me. And we will see what happens. I think Mike might be joining us. Again, so bear with me on that, as there's damage on the track. That's just literally, I don't know where that's come from. That might have been a glitch. We're on board with J. Luke, who just goes into the pits. Funny enough, he has got the fastest lap by quite some distance at the moment, a 1:19.9. Captain Limit second and Jelly third respectively, both quite close laps between the two of them. Jay Smith, he's sat on track not moving. He's just retired, so not sure what's happened there. We're on board with Hobbsy. With the McLaren. Bear with me again. I've not done it on my own before, so it might be a little bit sluggish. So do bear with me on that. If it is, I do apologise. But on Friday we'll be back to normal, Limmy and me, for here on Friday in less than 48 hours time for the real race in Italy, and of course on Saturday for the Singapore Grand Prix. Back in a couple of minutes where we will carry on with the commentary. Hello again, everybody. A bit of an update for you. Mike is now joining me on commentary, so there is two of us. He should be in the party any moment now. So it should be interesting. No Limit tonight, as I mentioned. He's on track, so it'll be me and Mike. Mike is the Red Bull driver normally, but he's late to the race. He's going to try a bit of commentary. He should be here any moment now. Just sent him a party invite, and when he is back, I'll introduce him a little bit and get him involved. Hello there, Mr. Michael.
Hello.
Well, this is interesting.
I know,
you are on stream, so say hello.
Hello all. Hello.
How are you?
First time, so yeah, let's give this a go.
Well,
and,
you know more F1 than
hopefully
me,
put on a
so
show.
I'm sure you can help me out a little bit.
I'm
we're
not a fan of this circuit at all.
Well, we're not quite Captain Limmy, but I'm sure we'll do a job.
No, we're not.
Between us, I'm
See
sure
how
we'll
it
do a
goes.
job. Does this seem a bit strange for you sitting back and actually watching everybody else race?
I know. Who's took my spot? Is it Jack?
Limmy is racing, he's in the Renault, yes.
Oh.
I don't think he's at no one's took your Red Bull actually. I thought Limmy might have gone with the Red Bull actually, but he's gone alongside Mills because
Yeah.
Chris Panda's not here.
Chris Panda's not turned up for his practice race.
He put in the
He
chat
can't
actually,
make
he
it.
put, sorry I couldn't be there tonight. Big win for Millsy, followed by Limmy. We'll see about that.
Oh. It's going to be a tough race. We've got some top drivers there.
We have indeed.
We got Jake, who's not been up there.
Well, he's your teammate, so you need to big him up a little bit.
He is my teammate. He's basically carried the Red Bull. So
Hey, you done
we'll
alright
see how we
recently?
go.
You're getting into it a bit.
Well, it's one of those. Formula One is one of those. You can race perfectly, and then you make one mistake, and then it
gone.
knocks on for the last few races. But
Definitely. You're back in it though.
We've got some,
You've got, was it a fourth? Fourth in Spain? Fifth? I can't remember. I think it was a fourth.
I finished fifth, but
Got fourth.
because Arav took the penalty and knocked me into the fourth place, which
but you
was
got your fourth.
nice. But it's difficult, innit? We've got some top drivers.
Of course it is. I mean, you got Jay Luke who's only does Saturdays and he's got 2 podiums already, and now he's topping qualifying by an absolute mile. Can you see okay? Just to double check, if you got everything on your screen, can you see everything?
Yeah,
Right.
just setting up everything.
Yeah, just making sure you got everything there. We'll just sort of take it by each other tonight. We'll both just chip in. None of us are obviously like a main commentator. Like normally, Limmy just sort of. I mean, you've seen it. He just takes the reins and just everything. I just sort of chip in, but obviously he's not here, so we'll just sort of chip in. You know more F1 than me, obviously. You know all the technical terms. I'm not so good with that, so I'm glad you're here. Really, help me out a little bit.
I'm not a fan of the technical, but I know you've got Ascari, you got Lesmo.
There you go. There you go. I don't even know what that means. I'm guessing they're the corners, the turns. So there you go.
It's one of them.
You know more than me already.
It's going to be a nice race to.
Well, it's not as bad as Singapore, is it? After what happened to you and Jake last night in Singapore.
It's not. For me and Jake, Jake just lost it, crashed out, and I went into the back of him.
If you didn't see that last night, what Mike's on about is basically Jelly crashed, didn't he? Jelly hit into the wall.
Yeah,
and you don't see him.
It was an awkward place. It was an awkward, it's a difficult place to crash out because as soon as you hit that wall, you are on the exit of that corner. So
that's a horrible track. It is a horrible track.
It depends how fast you come out the corner, really.
Yeah. I mean, last time I remember I was doing Italy in FNR. It was the first race of the season. I don't know if you remember that. I actually won.
Yeah.
But it got took off me because of penalties, and I came third. Jake actually won.
Jake won it. Jake won it. So.
I did actually win because of penalties, but it got took off me.
Jake's got a lot of living up to do now. He won in the other league, and he does need this one to boost his confidence. So.
He does indeed. I'm getting a lot of comments in the chat saying show Sean G. I've got Sean G on now, the new Alfa Romeo driver, and he's into a wall. So he's got no wing. Well, he has got a wing, but not much left of it. The end plates are missing. Sean is the new Alfa Romeo driver. He's only just joined tonight. I'm expecting big things from him, and he's all over the show already. Not looking good for Sean. Sean, if you can hear me, get your act together, son.
So it looks like Hobbs has just made his pit stop now.
Hobbsy fourth.
It looks like he's probably going to put his fresh softs back on
And go for another lap.
Get back out there for another lap or so. Depends if he gets it. Oh, he might be able to get on.
I mean, Jay Luke is in old Jack's just got a better lap time of 20.3. He's still pretty much a second behind Jay Luke, who's. It's pretty astonishing time, to be honest with you, for the Williams drive. He's only raced 2 races. He can only race on Saturdays. And he's got 2 podiums. I believe he got if my knowledge is right, a 3rd in Australia and a 1st in Spain. I may be wrong with that. I'll have to double check in a moment. Limmy's normally on hand to provide me with that info, but I'm pretty sure he's got 2 podiums in a row, a 1st and a 3rd respectively. Jelly and Hobbsy fairly close, not too much between the two of them. Hobbsy in the pits at the moment. Jelly clearly trying to get a better lap run, but with Jelly now actually, let's see if he can improve his lap and close the gap. If not, overtake Limmy into P2. Lewis will be impressed, the Mercedes driver. He's P5 at the moment. I'm sure he'll be impressed with that. He needs points. Jay Will's done well in McLaren so far. Bit of a controversy for him in Singapore last night, but Jay Luke gets disqualified. Which...
Yeah, I don't know what he's done there.
I mean, you may know more than me. Obviously, Limmy would probably know if he was here. Does a disqualified... Yeah, it means you start last. There we go. It changes. So...
Yeah, so Jay Luke had the fastest lap
by a mile.
Good half a second there, with Jack Lim closely behind. Jack Lim's took... He took a second off Jake.
Yep.
So Jake's got a lot of catching up to do.
I mean, I don't know what happened with Jay Luke there. He had the fastest lap. Probably wasn't going to lose the fastest lap, and he's been disqualified, and now he's starting 15th. So I don't know what's happened. I'm sure we'll find out later.
Definitely, we've seen Jay Luke over the last few weekends. He's been towards the back of the group.
Yeah, he starts near the back and then tends to be up there at the end. Yeah, you're right.
Up there definitely. So we'll see how he gets on through the race. It's Monza. Anything can happen, really. Yeah, a lot of people underestimate this circuit. To be fair.
A couple of comments. We've got Ryan Hussey, who I believe is Favi Venom. He says, Hedge, do you know of any glitches in the game? Not on this circuit, as J Wills retires. Not on this circuit. Particularly, but there is a couple. They mentioned the one in Singapore last night. There's a Russia glitch as well where you can get kicked out. Me and Mike have both witnessed that. But I don't know if you know any glitches in Italy, Mike, but I'm not aware of any glitches in Italy. Not that I'm aware of, anyway. Chris...
I'm not aware of.
No, I don't know any glitches in Italy. No, I mean there may be some. I don't know. I'm not an expert, so there may be some. Chris Panda says go straight on at the last corner and hit the wall, and you end up at the start line. Is that a bit of a glitch? I don't know. I don't know. I don't have a clue. I've got a few retires. Drivers: Wills, James, Top Dog, Smithy, Jacko, and now Jelly. I think I'm on board with Jelly, and I think he just thought to himself, "Let's take a P2 and move on."
Jake was on a fast lap, but I don't think he was getting. He was a bit down on his time, but he's not going to be able to get up there for the next lap. So he's done the right decision there. He's going to stick with second. Hobbsy now is on a fast lap. Don't know if he's down on his delta. I'm trying to still get used to the.
Yeah, it is hard to get used to. Get used to it. I'm still learning as well. Hobbsy. Oh, look at the difference between him and Limmy. Wow.
That's going to be some good competition.
It is indeed.
And he's just
both made the same noise. Yeah. Oh, he's come off. But Hobbsy and Limit in a world of their own, in a league of their own, should I say. Jelly quite a distance behind, not a million miles behind, only 0.3 to Hobbsy.
Yeah.
I mean, J Luke would have started first. Let's clarify that. No one was even near J Luke. But because of I don't know what happened. Like I say, did he do anything wrong? I'm not sure. It was parked in a dangerous location, so I don't know what happened. But he's starting 15th. But I'm sure he will. Come back into the race. We know what J Luke's like. He can start at the back and still be up there for the win at the end. So
definitely, it's as a driver in the league, and as you would know because you started off being a driver and then swung this way. This league has two types of drivers. We have the back group and the front group. There's
a split, isn't there? Definitely
Millsy is definitely in the split here because he's got some podiums behind him. He knows how to drive. He just doesn't have the confidence, and that is why he's normally starts.
Yeah, you're right about that. If Mills had a bit of confidence, he'd probably be up there even more. If he had that confidence, he's starting to learn. I mean, he's getting some good consistent finishes. I mean, he got a podium in Singapore last night in the practice. But you're right about Mills.
It doesn't mean anything towards
the race's confidence, isn't it?
But that's gonna push his confidence. But it'll be nice to see what he's going to be able to do here now. With everything almost finished, we're just waiting for Hobbsy to come into the pits. I think is it Hobbsy we're waiting on you?
It is Hobbsy's coming into the pits. I'm getting a lot of comments in the chat from a Sean. I don't know if it's ever the same Sean that's driving in the Alpha. He clearly has a bit of hate towards me, but that is fine. You give me views, mate, so you keep watching, that's fine by me. Like a video as well if you want, and subscribe, turn that bell on for some notifications, lad, so it's fine by me. I'm not sure who he is, but each to their own.
Yeah,
enjoy the commentary, my friend. Enjoy the commentary. I think it's because Limmy's not here. He must be upset. He must be upset Limmy's not here.
Yeah, so it looks like Hobbs has done it again here. He's not the top two.
He's always so consistent, isn't he?
Do it again. Jake very close behind, but Jake's got a lot of catching up to do because we know how fast Hobbsy can be when he's got that fresh track in front of him. So is Jack, but it'll be nice to...
Quick mention, we mentioned Mills earlier, mate. Mills has got no time there. I'm sure he'll be fairly disappointed with that, Mills, to not even get a time.
Yeah.
I'm sure he'll be disappointed. His teammate's not here tonight. Chris Panda, I think he's missing him. That must be the issue.
He's got the teammate bug.
He's got the teammate bug, that's it. His teammate's not... I mean, Jelly's got the teammate bug tonight. You're not with him. So that could play a factor. Mike, this is a big moment. This is my first ever lights out in F1. Jack normally does it, so a lot of pressure. This is Jack's centrepiece moment, this, so
don't do my version.
A lot of... Don't do your version. I ain't got a version yet, so...
Do you know what? We go.
This is a point I want to make. I've not actually checked the weather. Nobody's told me the weather, so I don't know what...
No, let's...
Oh, Jake Lawler says, what a commentary team. Love to see it, Jelly. Bit of support in the chat. That's what we want.
Hey.
Take something out of his book, Jack. Oh, Sean. Sorry, not Jack. You've done nothing wrong. It's Sean. Sean, take something out of Jelly's book there, my friend. We're getting on with the race. We've got the loading glitch. I hope it doesn't play a part again. We saw this. I don't look like it actually. We should be okay. Are we okay? I don't know. Jay Smithy and Jacob Bryce aren't loading on my screen. Oh, we're good to go. Right. There's a formation lap, so give us a minute to chill out. You want to run us through it, Mike? You feel free, mate.
Well, I don't know really what to say. All I do is listen to Jack doing it.
The thing about practice races and what me and Limmy do a lot is just chat. It's not. There's no pressure.
Yeah.
Just chat. Just have a chat about the race. Have a chat about the league, and hopefully have some good. I mean, I know it's only practice, but at the end of the day, we want to have a bit of a fun race, don't we?
Yeah, we definitely.
A bit of drama.
I think we are gonna have. There's someone else. Someone's just gone off the back there. It might have been Chimp or Top Dog.
Yeah, there's a couple that haven't actually started that are stuck on the grid. We've got Sean, Jacko, Chimp, and James all on the grid. I'm not sure what's happened between them. Obviously, you can't catch everything on stream. You'll catch things that I don't catch on the stream. But there's a few of them on the grid that haven't even got a lap in. So.
I don't know what happened with Top Dog at the back though. Maybe he spun, but if he has spun, that's going to put a bit of wear on his tyres. But at least they'll be nice and warm for the lights out.
Oh, and Captain Limmy's also on the grid. The qualifying as is Hobbsy. The top two aren't even going to complete the formation lap. I don't know what's happened there again. But they're on quite a few of them, as you can see if you look to the right hand side of the screen.
Yeah.
The starting grid is pretty much full already. I think half the drivers are on that.
Definitely. It's going to be a nice race. It's going to be a nice chilled race. See what some of these drivers, as being a driver in the league too. I only see the driving aspect.
Well, that's what I mean. For you, it's a different sort of scenario now, isn't it? I mean, we've only seen. I mean, it's like me. I was also a driver. I'm used to commentary as well. I've only done a couple of races, so I'm sure we'll be all right. We know our F1. You more than me, obviously, but we know our F1. I'm sure we'll do okay. No pressure. As the drivers come round onto the grid as we get ready for 27 laps of Monza, 50% race. Probably will see a safety car at some point. Let's be honest. I think we've seen a safety car in every race this season. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure we have. And we'll get on board with Captain Limmy, who's going to start us off. Hopefully, don't forget it is manual race starts, so people need to remember that. It is manual race starts. And hopefully we can have a nice clean race with no controversy. I'm trying to change the camera and it's not letting me, which is not a great start. I'm stuck looking at a tree at the moment. Oh, here we go. The red lights come on. No pressure, Hedge. Already drive for penalties. A Red Bull of Toro, so it's Top Dog has drove through and got a draw penalty. Lights out, away, going very late. Lights out and away we go there due to Top Dog putting me off a little bit. But Captain Limmy leads into turn 1, followed closely by Hobbsy, Jelly, and Top Dog, who's got a red penalty. There's a Red Bull gone straight over, and it's Jelly, who's got a 10-second time penalty. And we have chaos in Monza. I don't know where to go. Penalties all over the show. I'm not sure what's happened. Jelly, I believe, has got illegal overtakes, and we have absolute chaos. And I'm not sure where to. Yeah, illegal overtake as well. I don't know what's happened.
Places down.
Chaos.
He was going down the outside of as Jay Smithy almost loses his rear end there. And,
we got something at the back, Mike. A big collision at the back. By the looks of it, I can't keep up what's going on. There's chaos everywhere, which is typical. The first commentary without limit.
The Mercedes is on the grass.
The Mercedes of Lewis is on the grass, and there's absolute chaos. I mean, where do we start here? I've never seen. We've done a lot of races this season. I've not seen a start like in a long time. It is possible that a few people forgot about the manual race starts. E.g. Top Dog, who's not moving. He's all over the show at the back. And it's both Toro Rossos at the back. Top Dog down 6, Chimp down 8 respectively. Hobbsy's still got a lead. I will check penalties a bit later on because I believe there's quite a lot of penalties.
I have to say it's not been the best start, but for J. Luke, he's gone up 9 positions
already.
He's needed, he has needed, so he's going to be up there for, I'm guessing, the start. Oh, there's a few cars actually coming to the pit. J. Luke.
Yeah, I mean, Top Dog's still not moving, Mike. He's having an absolute nightmare. It's Top Dog. And I think he was the one. He messed my lights out up a little bit because I was ready for the lights out and Top Dog took off before they even went out. I think it may have been due to him not knowing about the manual race stats. That's why you need to look at the rules and regulations before the race.
Yeah, definitely.
But we have Top Dog down 6. He's pretty much a write-off already, to be fair to him, bless him. Lewis down 9. He's in the pits, as is Jay Wills. He's also in the pits. Both drivers coming out on the... Oh no, we've got Jay Wills on the hards and Lewis on the mediums. He's got a yellow flag again. I think it's still Top Dog. He's just not moving. I think he's give up. And I'd sooner him just press pause and quit, to be honest. I hope he didn't do anything stupid here. And ruin anybody's race.
Flag bug in sector 2 about midway where Jack's just passed now. Yeah, not sure what's happening.
Let's make one thing clear. Top Dog is not racing. He's just doing donuts on the track. I think he's give up. He's not ruining anybody's race. He's not doing anything silly. I hope not. Anyway, Jacko's retired.
And there we go.
In the Alpha, and we have a safety car 2 laps in, which is not a surprise after a pretty horrific start in Monza. I'm not surprised at all. It was bound to happen eventually. I mean, I apologise for this. It's a bit of a dodgy commentary because we had so much going on that we couldn't keep up. Penalties also. There's another penalty. L. Wyatt in the Mercedes has got a drive-through penalty. Let's have a quick look at the penalties quickly. I want to have a quick run through them while we're on a safety car.
This might actually be an opportunity. I'm not sure on how a lot of them want to play this. There's some of them going to come into the pits and maybe put on some mediums. We know Hobbs' favourite tyre at the moment.
He loves the hards, doesn't he? He loves the hards. Let's look at the penalties. So Top Dog and Sean G both had jump starts, which basically means they didn't know about the manual race start, and that's probably caused quite a lot of the issues. So to make sure that's sorted by Friday. Jelly got a corner cut, a 10-second penalty. It looks like he had a collision with Top Dog by the looks of it, so I don't know what happened there. I do apologise, we didn't get everything on stream. It's impossible to capture everything on stream. Will's got a penalty as well. I mean, look at this. Look at all the incidents within 2 laps. We've got drive-through pens, 10-second pens. We've got terminal damage, everything you could imagine. I mean, there's more penalties still coming in now. So I do apologise. It's been a bit of a hit and miss start. We didn't expect that. Put it that way. No. But let's bring up today. Let's go on to the tyre changes at the moment. But Limmy's is first, followed closely by Hobbs. He had to believe none of them are pitted. Favi up 1, Jay Smithy up 7. He'll be over the moon. Well, Jay Smithy in the Ferrari up by 7. Jay Luke up by 10. He's already making moves after starting at the back of the grid. Jacob Bryce, who has joined late. He's in the Mercedes tonight, Jacob Bryce, but he's normally a Ferrari driver. He's joined late. Didn't even spot Jacob. He's been hidden the whole time. Joined qualified late, and he's in the Mercedes tonight, but he's up 10. He's Jacob Bryce. Followed closely by the new lad Sean G. He's up 6, but I do believe has a drive-through penalty. AK is 8th, still 8th, started 8th, and he remains there. Mills up 5. Into P9 is the Renault, and down is James by 1, Chimp by 4, Wills by 8, Lewis
Oh,
by
someone's
8,
gone
and
out there.
it's
Jay Lewis has gone
it's
out.
Lewis, I believe.
Oh,
Is it
no, yeah,
in the
Lewis has gone
Mercedes?
out, yeah, sorry, yeah. But I don't know what happened there. Sean also picks up a 5-second. So does Jacob Rice.
I mean, these drivers are putting a lot of pressure on us here, aren't they? Because we're getting penalties for fun. They keep coming in. The penalties aren't stopping. I have never seen a race start like this.
No, this is crazy.
So we've already lost 3 cars. Sean's gone as well. Has he just gone? He has in the middle of the track, Sean.
Yeah,
as Top Dog passes him. And we've lost 3 already.
Jake almost went into the back of him. But
I mean, let's hope we get a bit of normality, because we've had absolute chaos throughout the first 4 laps. Haven't managed to get into a routine at all. And we practically had a safety car from the start. We've not had any racing, really, have we?
Not really.
Chaos. Absolute chaos.
Yeah, it's been chaos.
We'll watch stream back later and we'll see what happened.
I don't know what's happening with Top Dog at the back.
I mean, Top Dog's a lap behind. He's at least a lap behind, maybe even 2. I don't think we can check, but he's a minute and 35 behind, so he's a lap behind. I don't think he can overtake. He can only try the overtake, and as you can see, it's held him up. He's had to let everybody overtake him again. So Top Dog's in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Let's check at the tyres actually and see who's changed tyres.
We've had a pit stop of Jake. Very smart.
Yeah, Jelly's onto the mediums. I do believe he's got a 10-second pen. But will he have done 5 in the pits? More than likely.
Yeah, so it looks like he's going to have the 5-second penalty.
Yeah.
So possibly, I don't know if Jake is going to go to the end on these tyres.
No, I mean, Jake can look after his tyres, but let's see what happens. The only people to have pitted so
Jake
far...
almost goes into J. Wills.
The only people to pit so far are Jelly onto the mediums. Gets a penalty.
Yeah, Jelly picks up, yeah.
Top Dog is still trying to overtake. Is he finally allowed? It doesn't look like it. He's having a nightmare, he's Top Dog.
No, this is definitely not Top Dog's race.
No, he's having an absolute nightmare. He's on the grass. This is chaos. This is absolute chaos. Let's make that clear. Top Dog gets a penalty. I mean, Top Dog's gone. I mean, if I was him, I'd just press start and retire. No respect to him. But,
yeah, as someone's just gone in the
we do have a green flag and there's a collision. It's Hobbsy. He's got damage. He went into the wall. May have been a collision. I'm not sure again. And half of his wing is missing. The right hand side is missing. He's got severe damage as Hobbsy. As Favi gets a penalty. What is going on in Monza? Absolute chaos.
Has gone.
I mean, this is crazy. And Top Dog's gone again. You are right, Mike. He has gone again. I mean, he may as well pause and retire. Oh, he has retired. He's gone. He has retired. He is gone.
Yeah.
His nightmare is over. Let's try and get a little bit of normality, because 5 laps in we've had absolute none. Penalties are everywhere. I'm not even going to bother checking the penalties, because we've never seen this many penalties. I mean, I'll show you quickly if you're on stream, and we've got 18 people on stream. How many penalties we've got? This is 4 or 5 laps in.
Jacob picks up 10-second penalty.
Another one. So there you go. Look at all them penalties, and we're only 5 laps in. You are right, Mike. A 10-second penalty for Jacob Rice puts him back down to 12th. Limmy leads. Let's check damage, because again we've not had much chance to check anything. Limmy's got no damage, followed by Fabi, who has got penalties. He's got no damage either. J-Luke in 3rd. Always quite chaos. Let's give J-Luke and the Williams a superb start, up from 15th to 3rd within 5 laps. Smithy in the Ferrari, he's having a great time, but he's missing an end plate, the right end plate of Smithy.
Ooh, a little bit of collision. Is that a Mercedes?
We've got more collisions. No, Hobbs, it's Wills. It is J. Wills.
It is
in the wall. He's just pitted for the hards. He's going to have to pit again, Mike. You may have seen what happened. I didn't see.
Yeah, it looked like J. Wills went a little bit late on the braking. I'm not sure. We can't see the braking points in spectator mode, but it did go 3 wide with James and Chimp. The track is very tight here in Monza, so I don't know if he touched the grass or what, but for me, J. Wills didn't do the right decision.
No, I mean, I can't keep up. We're 6 laps in and we're starting to see there's another collision by the looks of it. There is. It's involving, is it Mills?
Yeah, Mills is doing
Smithy gets penalty as well.
Chimp takes the spot.
I mean, this is chaotic. I do apologise that it's not a consistent commentary, but you physically cannot have consistent commentary when this is happening. No. I mean, we're getting penalties everywhere, we're getting collisions everywhere, we've had a safety car, people are getting drive-through pens, we've lost 4 drivers. I expected this in Singapore, but not in Italy, not in Monza. I'm hoping that he's settled down a little bit. We're going to try and get a bit of consistency on track. and try and do a bit of commentary, because so far I've not had that opportunity at all. Blimey, he's leading. He's got a 5-second lead on J. Luke, who is flying, by the way. Always, as we mentioned earlier, all this chaos has put him up from 15th to 2nd within 7 laps.
As DRS is now enabled.
Has it?
So,
well, I'm glad you saw it, because I didn't pick that up, so I'm glad you've seen that.
Jack pulled the fastest lap.
I don't know about you, Mike, but them 7 laps have absolutely flown by. Absolutely flown by. I can't keep up.
Sector 3, what's happening here?
Yeah, it's a McLaren again. Is it J. Wills?
Yeah,
It is J. Wills. He's really struggling, J. Wills. He's got quite severe damage. He's almost just pitted, and he's pitting again. Not a good race for either of the McLarens. Hobbs, you did mention it, Mike. He's onto the hard compound. We did get it right. He's onto the hard compound. If Sean G leaves, he's already gone.
He's gone. But what I have noticed is I've got the pit stops on here on how many stops people have done, and I'm not sure what's happened here, but Jake, if the 3 cars in front of him pit within the next few laps, Jake's going to be flying in front.
I mean, I'm sure penalties will play the part at the end
again,
because how many penalties have we seen? I don't think I've ever seen anything like it. So I'm not going to check the penalties. I'm not even going to bother, because there's that many. Plus, we don't know who's done them in the pits and who hasn't. He does indeed. Chimp and Mills are a little bit of battle. I'm sure they have a bit of a rivalry with them two. In the Renault and the Toro Rosso respectively. Mills had a really good result in Singapore tonight. I'm sure he's missing his teammate Chris Pando. He's on the stream supporting him. Just a quick mention on the stream, people are asking me to show the crash of Sean G. You can't go back to things that have happened. We can't show them. So I do apologise that you've not seen that. But you can't show things that have already happened. So there's no point in keep spamming it in the chat and asking me, because I can't show you. I do apologise for that, but nothing I can do. Back to the racing. Mike, have you picked up on anything? Because I'm still trying to get up to speed with what's happening on the track.
Not much really going on. We know the top 3 drivers.
Bit of space, bit of a gap between them at the moment.
Jake, if it looks like the top 3 pits soon, Jake's going to have the lead. And maybe Jay Smith, who might pop his head in. Well,
Smithy's got I think, to be fair, I think a lot of people have got penalties, as we've already mentioned.
Millsy's going down the inside.
Yeah, I'm just watching Millsy now. There's a bit of a battle between Millsy, Chimp and AEK, who's not too far ahead of them. Millsy might go for the take. Jacob Rice gets another penalty. That's now at least 20 seconds for Jacob Rice. Another yellow flag as well. I believe it is the Mercedes of Jacob Rice, who is now retired from the session. And we've lost a 5th driver in Monza. Absolute chaos on track. A VSC comes out as well.
Jacob's done the right thing there, to be honest.
I mean, like I said,
you've got 20 seconds on a fast pace circuit. You got 76% full throttle. So
Captain Lee's in the pits, Mike. He's gone from medium compound.
Exits.
So that should give opportunity. He's on the VSC. We've got a Favi Venom behind him. He's also heading into the pits in the racing point.
And like I said, it's nice to see. Nice to see my teammate building his lead now.
bit of support from Mike in the commentary box.
It looks like, if I've done the maths correct, it's not hard to do 5 take away 10, but I think Jake's only got the 5-second penalty now.
Yeah, he may have lost him a bit. But again, I do apologise if you are watching, and there's 16 people watching, so thank you for watching. We didn't get a chance. Jake gets a penalty, Mike, a drive-through pen. Your teammate has got a drive-through pen.
He had it in the bag.
Chaos.
In our friend leagues, we know Jake and Jack really do have a good battle on that.
Definitely. Hobbs, he gets a pen as well. This is getting chaotic.
Wow.
I mean,
don't know where to put it here.
No, we physically cannot comment on what has gone on. We're going to try our absolute best. There's 9 laps in. Let's just go over it quickly. 9 laps in, and we've had practically everything you could imagine on an F1 circuit, should I say? And for 2 new commentators, this is pretty difficult to sort of get into a flow of commentary when absolute chaos is unfolding on track. J. Luke's got an incredible lead. He's not pitted just yet as J. Luke, but to be first after 10 laps when he started 15th. He's someone. He's got a healthy lead. Jelly's in the pits. That'll ball likely be for his drive-through penalty. So Jelly's got work to do. Your teammate Mike, a lot of work to do.
Yeah, he has got a lot to work, but it looks like Chimp and Mills are now coming in the pits. more than likely going to put the mediums on, but you know Mills in his tyres, he'll probably put a pair of wets on.
That's Mills for you. That is Mills for you.
Mills has put the mediums on. Chimp has. Who's going to get out in front?
Mills edges it.
Mills.
Battle on our hands here. Let's get on board with that, because I'm sure that Chimp will want to get that position back straight away. As Chimp is right on the tail of Mills, and that could get very interesting. We'll keep an eye on that for a moment. As the track starts to settle down a little bit, 10 laps in, and we're starting to settle a little bit. It's normally drama towards the end, and not so much towards the start, as you saw in Singapore last night. Hobbs gets a 5-second penalty for corner cutting, and it is not his race. I mean, let's be thankful this is not the proper race. Because if it was, how many submissions would we have in the submissions bit, tab? Limmy and I would have a very busy night. Mike, I think you're going to be happy that you're here and not actually on the track. As obviously loses traction again, goes into the wall and gets damage to his wing. An absolute nightmare for Hobbsy, who's normally so consistent on track. Not tonight, Hobbsy.
J-Luke's a little bit too behind.
Not tonight, Hobbsy. I mean...
See the crash there.
Lewis White says, think we should restart. Now, normally we would, but not this time. People are in work tomorrow, and we're going to finish it off, but this has been a write-off. An absolute write-off.
I don't think the hards are the best tyre for Italy, I'm going to be honest. If you're going to
It's such a tyre demanding circuit, isn't it?
You do a medium, or you pick up that extra pistol. Oh, is he going to get the corner cut here? No, he's not.
5 he's struggling. Jelly in P5. I mean,
he hasn't got the wing either.
Hobbsy, I would imagine adding Spitz, and it's a back of the grid McLaren, should I say. 10th Hobbsy, Wills 11th, respectively, and a real nightmare for the two of them. Let's make one thing clear. I think practically everybody's had a nightmare in this race. No one's been perfect. Other than J. Luke, who is absolutely flying. I mean, all this chaos has benefited J. Luke, that's what I would say.
100%.
As Hobbsy retires,
Hobbsy has retired.
It is game over for Hobbsy, and he needs to focus on Friday, because he can do a lot better than that, and I'm sure he will do on Friday. Look at that, Mike. 11 laps in, and we've lost 6 of the drivers. We've only got 10 left, and we're not even halfway through yet.
100%.
Absolute 100%. Chaos. J. Luke leads. He's got 11 seconds on Limmy. He's not pitted yet though, J. Luke. Let's make that very clear. Limmy's setting a good pace and got good clear track. AK's third. Also not pitted yet. Got Favi, who's just overtaken him. He's on the fresh mediums. Followed not too far behind his Jelly. He's 3.5 behind AEK. He's got work to do, Jelly, but we know he's quick. He's the leader so far this season.
Yeah, I think AEK is going to come into the pits now.
He is indeed.
A fresh set of mediums.
He is indeed.
But I don't know how to look at this. So if J. Luke's starting at the back, he's managed to put on a pair of mediums at the start of the race. So he's still on his first set, and Jack's gone on to mediums. We know how fast Jack can be as he comes through one of the chicanes. J. Luke will probably end up on some softs, so it's going to be a bit difficult now.
What I would say, Mike, is I don't think a lot of these drivers are expected. Though J. Luke nearly loses traction. I don't know if you saw that, Mike. He very, very nearly lost traction. AK gets a penalty for corner cutting, yet another penalty. The penalties are very strict tonight. Very, very strict. We're getting a lot of 10-second penalties tonight.
The 10-second penalties are mainly because of the first corner.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think Jelly got one on the first lap, didn't he?
At it, or you're really bad at it. So.
But yeah, what I was about to say is that I think a lot of people pitted early, not with the intention to pit early, but because of what happened. Had an early pit. I'll have a quick look at the Discord chat and see what's being said. Might get a bit of information. Try and get us up to speed a little bit, because we've had absolute chaos so far. Have a quick look.
I have to say, Mills is really, really pulling away now from Chimp. I don't know if Chimp's struggling here, but if it's his circuit or not, Mills is pulling a second a lap.
Sorry to interrupt, Mike. Hobbsy put in the chat, Chimp's AI has ruined me. So whether Chimp was a... got another retire, and it's James in the Haas. Oh, what a mess. No wheel.
He's lost it in a Scary.
And we are down to 9.
The apex perfect.
And another VSC, Mike. Another VSC. More drama in Italy. I mean, this is chaotic.
Oh, what does this mean now for Lemmy?
Well, let's have a quick update because, like we say, it's been pretty mental. But not really a chance for a breather. It's been sort of penalty after penalty after penalty after collision after collision. So much action, so much drama. Not necessarily good drama. Because what we want to see is good, clean racing, and I'm not entirely sure we've seen a lot of that tonight.
No.
As J-Luke went towards the pits and decided not to go in, so he remains out for now. He's got a good lead on Limmy. Favi gets a penalty again. I mean, these are just stacking up, should I say now, Mike. And put it this way, if there's somebody here who's not got a penalty, they could be on for a very good finish, because I think pretty much everyone has got multiple penalties in this race. Which is, it's just crazy.
We've still got our yellow flags, and somehow DRS has just become available now.
We're back to normal racing, we've got a green flag. Drivers. We are back again.
There we go.
As Chimp and AK very, very close. Look, you can see, other than Chimp and AK, you can see on the right hand side of your screen, the track is pretty open. No one's really battling at the moment. We've got a couple of battles, but nothing major. The Red Bull of Jelly closing in on Favi. Again, has got work, so Jelly will need to pit again soon. He's on 11 lap medium, so I can imagine a pit stop. Not yet, but within the next few laps for Jelly. Smithy, the only current driver out of the 9 remaining on the soft compound, which is interesting. Chimp in the pits again. What is he going to go for here? Chimp going for a pair of... a new set of mediums, I believe.
Right.
It is a new set of mediums.
Changing his...
Which should last him to the end if he looks after them.
Yeah. This should definitely take him on right to the end, as J-Luke still hasn't paid. I reckon J-Luke will come in
going for the one stop, definitely.
The next 2 laps now. He's going to come in for the next 2 stops.
Yeah, he's going for the one-stop strategy, which could benefit him.
Yeah, he's going to throw in the softs if he's got the brain. Limmy is catching him slightly.
Limmy with fresher tyres as well, let's not forget.
Lost it on the exit of the corner.
Fresher tyres for Limmy as well. 6 lap mediums to J-Luke's 14 lap mediums will benefit Limmy. Favi also on the 6 lap mediums. Jelly on the 12 lap mediums. Him and J-Luke have the oldest tyres by some margin. But Smithy's, well, saying that, Smithy's on 9 lap softs. So definitely a pit soon for the Ferrari driver. I'm sure Chris Pan will be happy with Ryan Mills. He's in his traditional P6 position. It's either P5 or P6 practically every single race for Ryan Mills. And he's there again doing his job in P6. AK still going, his Haas teammate has gone, but he's still going. He is currently 7th, followed by J Bulls. And a bit of a nightmare, J Bulls. His teammate is gone in Hobbsy, but he's still going. And Chimp's teammate has also gone, but with his fresh mediums, he is still going. What a race in Italy! I mean, you can fit, no commentator in the world could have predicted that. Just drama everywhere, collisions of fun as J-Luke does it in the pits, Mike. 15 laps in.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to throw on his pair of softs now as Jack comes out of the final corner. He's bombing it. Jack needs to get as much time here as possible.
It is soft for Luke. Is fast. It is soft, you are right, Mike.
It's a clever idea.
And he's still second. Let's make that very clear. He's still second. And Limmy will more than likely have to pit again. I mean, actually. Yeah, he will. I would have thought so. So then again, Limmy's very good at looking after his tyres. So it depends how much pressure J-Luke can put on him, but with a fresh set of softs, compared to these mediums that are 7 laps old, J-Luke will be absolutely flying around that circuit. I have no doubt about that at all. I mean, let's keep on it. It's currently 11.8 at the moment. It's already dropping, as you can see, very minimal at the moment. But he's already making ground as Mills just for an overtake on Smithy. No, he doesn't at all, I do apologise. But Smithy's now in the pits. We knew it would come eventually. And he's in the pits. And let's see what he puts on it as a mediums for Smithy.
Was Smithy on the softs? Did he go in on the softs?
He was on the softs, yeah. As AK gets an overtake on Smithy. Into P6.
As we've got J Will's coming down now.
Yeah, he's got work to do, J Wills. A lot of work to do.
Yeah. He's not too far. He is only 7 seconds now behind
Smithy. But bear in mind, Smithy's got the fresh tyres compared to Wills, who's got 9 lap old tyres. So all these factors come into play. I mean, you can already see that J-Luke is starting to close that gap on Limmy. It's now a second, I do believe, within a lap. So it could be a very interesting battle between the two of them. Jelly also doing okay on the mediums, Jelly. Been a bit quiet, Jelly, this race. But he's going to have to pit very soon, Jelly. 13 lap mediums now. And he's heading into the pits now, Jelly, which I would imagine for a pair of softs. Just absolutely rinse them softs for the last 9 or 10 laps. And try and get a good finish.
I think what Jake might do here now is try and get as many
there you go, Mike.
laps.
There's that penalty.
He's doing his 5s.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's doing the 5. I think what Jake might do here now is he's going to try and get as many fast laps in as he can.
Which is smart.
I think now it's his chance to pick up a bit of time and have a little bit of friendly racing with Mills. Why not? And
J-Luke again close. Oh, Limmy gets a penalty, which is not helping his cause whatsoever. J-Luke closing the gap now, just 9.4 behind the Renault of Limmy.
We might as well pull that to 6.4.
But I don't know if J-Luke's got penalties. He may well do. I'm not going to check. Let's leave it to the end. Surprise ourselves. Yeah. I know for a fact that there is a lot of penalties. So this at the moment, this top 9 will change. Make no doubt about that. This will not be the top 9 at the end of the race. And J-Luke is absolutely flying. He was flying before he pitted, and he's flying after he pitted. And now just 9 seconds between him and Limmy. And there you go, fastest lap like a 1:22 dead for the Williams driver. He's flying around Monza. I don't even know where we're going. I mean, it is just absolute chaos. He's losing traction again though, J-Luke. He has done that a couple of times where he's just nearly lost that back end a little bit. He stabilised it well. Definitely something to keep an eye on. He has lost his back end a little bit. I mean, where do you even go from here, Mike? Like 18 laps in, and we've had chaos on every single lap. Something to look at every single lap. Crazy. We're into the what I call the business end of the race now, into the last 9 laps or so. J-Luke is still closing that gap on Limmy, who will probably pit again for the softs at some point. But pretty much other than that, as you can see to the right hand side of your screen, there isn't really many battles going on at the moment. It's quite clear track for everyone. AK is trying to chase down Smithy for a P6. Bring you more on that as we get it, but for now, quite a bit of distance between the two of them.
Yeah. What I've just noticed now is Jack's got a little bit of air now as he's overtook Chimp, who's lapped him. J-Luke now has to do that, so if Jack wants to get any time now, it's this moment.
He'll get his foot down because J-Luke is catching him. That time is going down each and every lap. It is now just 7.5 to Limmy.
Limmy's picked up the 3-second penalty.
He has indeed. You are right.
That's going to be all right towards the end. For J-Luke, if he keeps doing this, he's going to be with him in the next.
Yeah, definitely.
Next 5 laps.
Definitely. I mean, let's not forget, J-Luke did start 15th as well, and he seems to do this quite a lot. We've seen it in, I believe it may have been Spain. Correct me if I'm wrong, it might not have been Spain, but he started towards the back end in that race and won.
Raviv has just put on some softs now.
He has indeed. Another driver to do it. Seems to be quite the thing now. He's put on the soft compound and hammer them for the last few laps. Mills was into 3rd. Looking to get a back-to-back podium, but he is on 9-lap old mediums, and Fabio Enemy's right behind him on the softs.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of competition here too with Jake.
Yeah, Jelly's not too far behind now. Let's not rule out Jelly. No. Wills is in the pits again. Not been the race that you would have hoped for tonight, G Wills, but it is a practice. This is what practices are for. To iron out any mistakes before the racing. Just less than 40 hours time we'll be here for real. Any mistake you make on Friday will cost you. We are playing for points, don't forget that. Will's also on the softs.
Yeah, Wills is coming out the pits now as it looks like Chimp is on his tail. I think Chimp would like to get the 8 go above overtaking.
He would indeed. Bit of practice under his belt. I mean, what a race, Mike. What a race.
Mills is dropping a position. But,
Jelly gets another penalty, Mike. Another one bites the dust. How many penalties have we seen tonight? I've never seen anything like it. I'm not going to read the penalties, but I'm going to show you on stream now how many we've got. How many not obviously not all of them are penalties, but I mean this is pretty chaotic. And if you look, the majority of them were actually quite early doors. A lot of them were in the first lap or two. Chaos. I mean, look at all them lap 1 incidents. Crazy.
That is crazy.
Considering that me and you were doing our first commentary without Limmy, But a lot of pressure on us. I think we've done quite well. Quite well indeed. We're into the last 7 laps, and there's a bit of a battle going on here between the likes of Mills, Jelly right on Mills's tail, with the freshest softs compared to Mills's old medium. You're expected to get the overtake. Mills gives him a little bit of room, and Jelly gets a quite simple overtake on Millsy into the P4 position.
Might be struggling a little bit.
As Jelly now, it's getting to that stage now where Mills is going to struggle. But he has got a bit of breathing space. Smithy's not really near him at the moment.
No.
As Jake now tries to hunt down 5 enemies, 2.6 ahead of him. Both relatively fresh softs. Savvy just pitted now on the 1 lap old softs, Jelly on the 3 lap old softs. Limmy leading, but it's only 4.6 seconds. J-Luke, he's going to get him. He's going to get him at some point. Let's confirm that. Bar a mistake from J-Luke, he will catch Limmy. As Chimp gets an overtake, he's now P8, but gets a 10-second penalty. And it's that corner one again, Mike, that has took so many people tonight, and that is something to learn before Friday. If you get a 10-second penalty, you're in trouble.
I think a lot. I
mean, what? I think Chimp's give up.
Another 10 seconds.
Yeah, he's giving up. Another 10-second penalty, and that is Chimp's race over. Another one again there.
If I was Chimp now, 5 seconds.
Yeah, press pause and retire, wouldn't you?
He's going to get disqualified here, I think. I think what Chimp needs to do now is
just give it up.
Basically, get in the pits, retire, quit, and get some time trials and try and master that corner 1.
Well, there you go, Mike. Mills is pitting. Probably going to be the last racer to pit, bar any damage. He's putting on the softs. And has a bit of a battle on his plate for his P6 because AEK has just overtaken him. Obviously on the old medium, so Mills has got plenty of opportunity to close that gap a little bit. But J-Luke and Limmy, quick mention of them two, they are absolutely flying. No one's anywhere near them. 5 Venom plus 45 is the next driver, and he's 3rd. So a pretty top-notch race from Limmy and J-Luke. Obviously, there's been a few incidents that will have changed this. And in the real race on Friday, I'm sure it would not be like this. J-Luke was on the grass. Loses a bit of time. Chimp gets another penalty, and Chimp, if you can hear us, mate, probably best just retire him, pal.
What I think Chimp's gonna do here now is I reckon he's gonna be aiming for J-Luke, take him out of the race, but that'll be very unfair.
I hope he doesn't. I hope he doesn't.
Yeah, I really don't.
Yeah, I'm sure he will not.
Being a part of the lads, what I reckon Chimp's going through here now, and Jake's like, yeah, please do it. he's gonna want Chimp now to come off, get a safety car, because Jake's on fresh
tactical.
Tires, I think.
That's all that doesn't happen, because we don't want to see any of that. No. It's only a practice race, of course, but we don't want to see any sort of foul play, if you like, any sort of cheating. I suppose it is cheating, really. I'm sure we won't see that. I mean, Chimp, I think he got that penalty. And he's thought to himself, do you know what, I'm not going to get anywhere today. I'm just going to drive it recklessly and give up. Maybe just finish the race as best he can. But what a race. I mean, a bit of a shame we've not really seen any great racing. And I may have missed some of that. I do apologise if I have missed some of the top-notch racing. Yellow flag.
What did I say?
And that is Chimp gone. And it is a safety car, mate. You are right. It's gone off right outside. Is it right at the edge of the pit lane?
Yeah, right in the pit lane, right in the starting grid.
Look a bit.
I don't think Chimp's ever been this far up the starting grid before.
No, I mean that does seem a bit sort of controversial, mate. You are right, so we need to look into that. Because if that's the case, it isn't fair.
I don't know if I gave him the idea.
It's not. You know, let's make one thing clear, and you can never prove it, obviously. No. But you don't like to see stuff like that, especially. I know it's only a practice race, but that safety car now will take you to pretty much the back end of the race. And for Limmy and J-Luke, who were absolutely flying at the front, it brings everybody else back into play. The rest of the 8 drivers, we've got 8 left, we've lost 8, we've got a safety car with 4 laps to go. Or 5 laps to go, should I say, sorry.
But what we've not got to forget is that's ruined Limmy's race there. Limmy's picked up.
Well, Limmy and J-Luke were flying, no one was going to catch Limmy and J-Luke.
No.
But that's not another factor now is all them penalties from earlier are going to play a part.
Yeah.
I mean, so much to discuss, so much to talk about. I mean, it's an absolute crazy race, really. But you don't want.
Coming into the pits.
It is interesting from Limmy. A drive-through penalty for AEK, which is a massive shame. He had a great race, and he's 5th. But that drive end should now, and probably will, end AEK's race, which is a massive shame for him because he's actually raced really well. Yeah, there it is again, the AEK drive-through penalty, just to confirm that from race control. Limmy and J-Luke both pitting, both for the soft compound. They both still lead, both with fresh softs, because there's a bit of a battle here for the last couple of laps. AEK the only driver on the mediums now, everybody else on relatively fresh softs. This race has gone very, I don't know about you, Mike, I think it's gone really quick, this race. Really quick. 100%. Maybe because of what we've seen on track. Again,
so, it looks.
You go ahead, Mike, you go ahead.
Caught up with the safety car now.
Yeah, as the queue has started.
I don't know what's going to happen now. Is any of the driver going to pit? We know Jake's pitted with softs not too long
Jelly's
ago.
pitted as softs as well. He's just changed them now, Mike. The new 0 laps. He's also on for the new soft, as a Smithy. What I would say is, if anybody's still, got 30 people still watching, if any of you are watching and you are drivers, please submit any incidents you may have had tonight. I did put in the announcements earlier today that any, what should we say, any dodginess, any bad racing in the practice races could result in a penalty for the real race. If you have got anything you want to send me, do send it me, we'll have a look at it. Because I've not seen anything too much. I mean, there's been that much going on, we couldn't have physically kept up with, Mike. We've seen that much going on.
Yeah.
You know, you can't keep up with what's happened on track tonight. That first lap was absolutely chaotic.
First lap, I don't know what happened. I think a lot of drivers.
I think the manual race start may have caused a bit of controversy as well. Cause I think a couple of drivers did mess up on that. Jacob Bryce says, "Hedge check submissions. I will have a look after this race, my friend. Do not worry. We'll have a look." Is it coming in? It is not coming in. I don't believe it is coming in. So we've got another lap of the safety car.
Yeah, I reckon it's going to come in going on to lap 26, which is just going to leave 2 laps to go.
Yeah.
We'll have lap 26, lap 27. Jack's going to have to try and get 3 seconds ahead of J-Luke. I'm not sure if J-Luke has picked up any penalties, but
I would normally check the penalties, Mike, but I'm not even going to bother because there's that many. We don't even know where we're up to. So we'll just see what happens, I suppose. Safety car isn't in yet, and that's probably about fair because there's quite a lot of the grid we've not caught up yet. Everyone from Jelly down, Jelly, AK, Mills, Smithy and Wills have not caught up yet. If any of these 8 don't have penalties, they could be in for a very good finish, is what I would say.
Yeah.
Because a lot of the grid do have penalties. Of course, those 5-second penalties are normally done in the pits.
Honest, I don't think Mills has picked up any penalties. I'm not.
Mills is normally very good at not getting penalties. He's only very good at that. And I'm sure Chris Panda is still here watching him and supporting him. He will want to see his teammate do well as he did in Singapore last night. Bad Sport GTA has put in the chat, is the game worth buying for £8? Now £8 is a bargain, but I would say no, because the new one comes out in less than a month's time. So £8 is good, but I would not buy this F1 now, mate, no, because the new F1 comes out in literally about 3 or 4 weeks time. So there really isn't any point. It's like buying FIFA 20 2 or 3 weeks before FIFA 21 comes out. You just wouldn't do it. So £8 good, mate. If you want to get some practice in maybe before the new F1, then yes, maybe that could be an option for you. But I would not buy it now, mate, no, because the new one comes out in literally, I think it is the first week of July, I believe.
Yeah, we can. I think it's the 10th of July.
There you go, the 10th of July. There you go. So Will's at penalty as well, Mike. 10 seconds again. Another one to add on to the end. A safety car, I believe, does come in. Is it coming in?
Yeah, here we go.
It is coming in.
On the start of lap.
So here we go. We have 3 laps.
As I said. Ooh.
Let's see what happens.
What's happening here with Mills? Here we go. On board with Mills.
And there's Five Venom. He's gone for the second. J-Luke and gets J-Luke. We've got a real battle on here. Five Venom's gone from 3rd. Is he going to get the P1? He is going to get the P1. Sorry to interrupt you, Matt, but the raising point of Five Venom has overtaken both Limmy and J-Luke as Limmy goes wide and goes off the track and hits into J-Luke. We have drama in Monza, and Captain Limmy has gone from 1st to 8th. His race is over, and J-Luke is 7th.
Yeah.
Both of the top 2. who were absolutely... Oh, there's another collision as well, and he's Wills! Oh my word. Wow.
Wills is gone.
Wow. We had drama in Singapore last night for the last 2 laps, and it has happened again. Limmy's retired, and the top 2 of Limmy and J-Luke, who, let's not forget, were absolutely cruising before the safety car got brought out, and now pretty much dead and buried. And Jelly from nowhere leads in Monza, followed by Fivehead and followed by Smithy, followed by Mills, Luke, who's got damage, I believe. Has he got damage? He hasn't. Oh, his Favy's gone as well, Mike!
Favy's gone, that's pulled.
Wow, and Mills in a podium position again. Can he do it again for back-to-back nights? I'm sure Chris Panda, he's stood in front of the TV, waving his Renault flag, saying, Mills, get a podium again, do it for the Renault boys. I mean, we've seen drama again.
Mills has touched,
Oh, and J-Luke, to be fair, is on a mission. He's not happy, J-Luke, I'm sure. Limmy hit J-Luke, probably, I'm guessing unintentional from Limmy. But he's back into P3. But let's not forget, Mike, penalties again could come into account, and this grid could change. We had 16.
We have gone on to the final lap.
We now have 7, and we're on to the final lap. I do not have a clue what is going on. Fenham gets a 5-second penalty. We're on to the last lap, and I don't have a clue who's going to win and who's not going to win. Jelly's leading at the moment. He's got a 2.6 second lead on the Ferrari, so he's incredible. We've got
if Mills, I think he's going to have a back-to-back podium.
Oh, and Smithy's gone wide, and Smithy's retired. Get a podium because he's 3rd. And depending on penalties, could potentially win the race. I don't have a clue. Let's get on board with Jelly. He finishes 1st. He crosses the line 1st, the Red Bull, followed by J-Luke. Is that going to change already? It is. J-Luke wins for now. Mills does a cross, and Mills gets 2nd. Jelly dropping for fun. Favy's got a penalty, so I don't think he will overtake Jelly. He doesn't overtake Jelly, and J-Will's last. So Ryan Mills has got back-to-back P2. Wills retires anyway. Wow. But it's a back-to-back P2 for Ryan Mills with a Renault. He has pulled it out of the bag yet again. Drama in Monza as Jack Lim gets nothing. Had it in the bag and retired. Let's have a quick run through the grid after an absolute chaotic race. There's the podium for you. G-Luke did get the podium in the end and probably deserved it. I think that's fair to say. He's lifting the trophy, followed by Mills, who's getting a taste of that champagne, and Chris Panda will be over the moon. I do feel. Jelly does get on the podium, a P3, but I'm sure he'll have wanted better. It is only a practice, and of course, this means nothing. The real race is in less than 48 hours' time on Friday evening, but what a feeling for Mills to get back-to-back podiums in the practice sessions, Mike.
Yeah, it's been a quality race. Mills this is his era now.
It's his time. Do you believe it's his time?
He's going to go with a lot of confidence, and with what George Russell said over the last few weeks when he's been playing the game, it's completely different to this one. So if Mills now
can get some form when he's the new one,
what he's done over here, over there, I think for Jack's League next year, Mills is going to be up there, and hopefully he gets a good partner.
A quick point, Mike, again, you was right in what you said. Mills didn't get a penalty, which is pretty incredible. Everybody else got at least 1. A lot of people got more than 1. Some incredible penalties, but Ryan Mills is the only driver not to get a penalty. And he gets P2. I mean, what a race. So much drama, we can't even cover everything. It is impossible.
I think that race would have been completely different if Jake didn't pick up that 10-second penalty.
Also, a big factor is a safety car at the end, because if that didn't come out, let's make one thing clear, J-Luke and Limby would have been top 2. We know that for a fact. Safety car that involved Chim. We don't know what happened again. I don't know. I don't want to point fingers, because you can't do that. We didn't get proof, so I don't know. Mike wants to point fingers, I don't. Anyway, thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mike, for joining me. It's been a pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
I hope you enjoyed it. Obviously not. I don't think we expected that, put it that way.
No.
Well done to J-Luke.
Not for my first race.
Well done to Mills, and well done to Jelly on the podium. There's a bit of controversy in Monza, but we will see you for the real race, where Mike will be on track on Friday. Yeah. Not in the commentary box. I'll be joined by Limmy. And we will see you.
Show Lemmy how it's done.
There you go. Mike's going to show Lemmy how it's done, and hopefully Mike will get a podium for the Red Bulls. We will see.
Well, it's going to be a tough race.
Well, if anything like tonight, we have a lot of drama in store.
What people are doing during what I've seen spectating, it's going to be a close race on Friday, I reckon. And Nels hopefully makes it 3-3.
Well, if Nels can get podiums in a practice race, in 2 practice races, in fact, he can do it in a real race. And with J Luke not here on Friday, J Luke's not here on Friday, so the winner of tonight is not here. So it opens the bracket for everybody else. I apologise, there was a bit of lag on the stream towards the end. It may have been. I don't know about that. Anything you want to add, Mike, before we end it?
No. I just think what we need to do now is just look at what.
Try and sort out what happened for a start.
Yeah, because that manual start.
Yeah, we need to look into it. We need to look into that.
So
it's
that's what we need to look into.
I mean, we did a vote and everybody preferred manual start, which is great. But at the same time, if it's going to cause trouble like that, is it worth it? I'm not sure. But we'll look into that.
Because that Sean, I don't know if he thought.
He's new, so he may not have known.
Yeah, 100%.
But we'll look into
also
it.
Another thing I'd like to point out is J Luke is not here on Friday, so technically Mills won that race.
There you go, Mills. From the words of Mike, you've won. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mike, again for joining me. It's been a pleasure. Thank you to all the drivers, and thank you to everybody, or majority of the people in the stream. There was one or two that, we'll not talk about them. We'll leave them out. But thank you for the views if you did watch me. Appreciate it, lads. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, Mike, again, and we will see you in less than 48 hours for the real Monza, alongside Captain Lemmy, where Mike will be on the circuit. Thank you for joining us. Take care.
Yeah.
Good night.
Good night.